Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into the 10-star event for Kizuna Clash Moria with the no new batch, no BROOK friend captain teams. And these particular teams, hopefully you guys will be able to put together to take down this particular event. But if you can find BROOK friend captains, I would highly recommend using them because it is a super boss, and you do want to get as many super boss tokens to take down the Covenant 15-star event. I will be putting out a lot of videos for this particular event. It's Super Boss season. It's always the way. So belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any of the Kizuna content. If you guys want to go check out some of the other videos, make sure to head down below to the playlist for the Kizuna Clash, as we'll have BROOK friend captain teams, Momo EXP teams, the teams you see on screen today, and obviously we have all the Super Boss stuff, plus we'll be doing reruns after level 30 as well. But this particular team is led by Shanks, and we are using a double Shanks. So if you have Shanks yourself, then you're going to be able to have a friend captain Shanks, which works very, very nicely. On turn 2, we come up against Hogback, and we want to use everything on the left-hand side. So we use the Luffy for 3 turns attack, we use Frankie for 3-turn color affinity. We use Shanks for 3-turn or 2-turn chain boundary, I suppose, because Frankie's already giving us color affinity. And then we can use the Shanks EX to take or give us a bit of an orb buff. With that, we can easily kill Hogback, no issues whatsoever. But and Shanks removes the barrier too, I forgot to mention that. But we can easily kill Hogback, move on to the final stage. And when we cop the action button on the left-hand column, we don't have to worry about it at all. Having all of our specials done on the left-hand side works absolute wonders, because then we just can basically focus on the right-hand side to take this quest down. You get blinded on your bottom row, there's a barrier, which is very annoying, and then strength, dex, and quick orbs are weakened heavily. So what we can do here is we can utilize the Shanks EX for an orb buff. You could also use the Mihawk special, but Mihawk only works for slashers and free spirit characters. Ironically, this whole team is that, but potato, right? Yamato's going to be a chain booster. She's also increased damage taken, which you can inflict. You get a full bottle of Wano orbs that way. You have a rush ability with Shanks, whether it's yours or the friend captain. Doesn't matter, whichever one's higher. Make sure you use that. Mihawk's going to give cooldowns, because on the level 30 plus, you do get 2 turns of cooldown on your captains. So Mihawk's basically there for that, and to trigger the Shanks EX. On to quick now, and something that I totally glossed over is, if you run your own Luffy Gear 5 and a friend captain Ace, that is going to work so much nicer. And honestly, it's highly recommended to do so. So if you guys don't have, like I said, if you guys don't have Ace, you can just flip them around. Running an Ace is going to be a little bit nicer, and then you can just pretty much replace Robin Koala with anyone that you guys like. But the idea here is you want to run Luffy because you want to bypass the defensive effects, but you don't want to go into Gear 5 too quickly because you do need damage reduction on turn 2. And to get around that damage reduction, we're actually utilizing Roger, but something you actually definitely can do is just completely replace Roger altogether, move Yamato to the right-hand side, and just bring like anyone else that does like 3-turn of base stats or anything else. That way you can still run it this way, which is the more optimal way, so you still have Ace's special. But you will die, and then Luffy can revive. So, however you guys want to run it, it should be fine. I mean, this way that you guys are seeing on screen will work up to level 30, but it's not exactly perfect, as I mentioned. Luffy removes the blind anyway, so you don't even need to use the Roger special here. I guess you could probably save the... Well, using Yamato on the right-hand side is going to do more damage anyway, and then you, like I said, just die with Luffy, and then that way you're in the EX form anyway. Because if you use a chain boost or chain boundary on the final stage, you are going to get an interrupt that puts up 4 turns of damage reduction and threshold. As you guys saw when you kill Absalom, he does a lot of damage there, so be very careful. You want to use everything on your left-hand column once again because you get action blinded after level 30. But until that point, it's really pretty simple to get around. On the final stage, you do want to use Zoro Sanji. If you use Zoro Sanji, though, they are going to apply a chain boost, which will then give a 4-turn damage reduction and threshold buff to the opposition side's team. If you do that, then you are going to need the EX of Luffy. And the only way you can get that is if you utilize it on turn 1, and then you'll die on turn 2, dying on turn 2, or having them as your captain. So whichever way you want to cut it, whichever way you want to roll it, it'll work absolutely fine. Because as you guys can see, like, Ace just does so much goddamn damage. And if you bypass that defensive effect, you're doing even more. So beautiful stuff against Quick. Let's move on to the final fight. And that's against Sai. Now, Sai has been causing a lot of headaches for a lot of people, and understandably so, because there was something that we glossed over, that after one turn, the 10-star is going to do something. And in this case, it actually binds your left-hand column. Now, I imagine that bind is going to be up to 6 turns, because that's what Brook does in his superclass. But there is a nice way around it, and that is delaying. You can actually delay the enemy, and that will not trigger that next turn buff. So to do that, we're running double int Gear 5 Luffy. Obviously, if you have Gear 5 Luffy, you can find a friend, and it works very nicely. The free-to-play Yamato is fantastic for damage reduction on the final stage, but you can also use her to get around the resilience on this turn. If you want to replace her completely, you can actually use the Momo support on Luffy, but I kind of wanted to restrict the supports and sort of do some fun stuff there. But with Luffy, we can activate his special on turn 2 to get around the threshold and rotate the block orbs. With that, you can also get 4 turns of an attack boost, which is great because on the final stage, you can only use 2 specials. If you use Yamato, you remove the resilience, and we want to use Blackbeard here as well, just because we're restricted on the final stage with how many specials we can use. We may as well get the Chain Boundary activated for us when we move into that final stage as well. Once we've done that, we can easily kill stage 2, which normally isn't Kuma. Kuma's the interrupt. I think it's... I can't remember who it is off the top of my head. I think it's the swordsman guy. But on the final stage against Moria, you get a 50% HP cut. He has a 70% damage limiter. 2 turns of only allowing you to use 2 specials, and then Despair on your captains. Luffy takes care of the Despair really nicely. You can utilize the other Luffy to delay the enemy and get base stats. It works very, very nicely. With that, you can then use the EX to heal back up. You can super swap with Robin and Koala. That's going to give you massive color affinity buffs, even though you have Luffy's already. But it also with their special, you get 3 turns of an orb buff, which is going to be great because you do need to kill over 2 turns here. So that works out really hunky-dory. So you have 2 turns attack, you have the 3-turn orbs. As you can see, it's a pretty simple kill. And then we save the Shanks special for the second turn. As you can see, the second turn doesn't trigger anything. There normally would be like a big damage hit. You'll normally get blinded on the left-hand side. And it's very, very annoying to deal with. But with this, you can easily take him out. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. So getting it done. No new batch. No Brook friend captain. Love to see it for the 10-star event. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.